With us this evening are Arsenal legend David Seaman and former Wales, Everton and Swansea defender Ashley Williams, and also John Cross, chief football writer for The Mirror. John, welcome.
Thank you.
But also you are chair of the Footballers Writers Association, right? So, John, you're here to reveal the winners of this year's Footballer of the Year awards. I mean, John, before you tell us who's why, 'cause I want to build up this tension. I want to build it up. But look, why is this award? Why is it so prestigious, let's say?
Well, look, we've got over 900 members. We view it as a very prestigious award. I like to think that even these guys have played at the absolute highest level. Personal accolades mean something, don't they? And
Definitely.
I think there's always respect from the press box. There's always respect from us covering you guys. It's an award which dates back nearly 80 years, and we really think upon it as a great thing, a wonderful thing for both the men and the women's game. Absolutely. And yeah, I think it really recognises and is a tribute to the outstanding performers in the season.
OK, well, the guys made their predictions earlier on. It's time for the big reveal. Do you want to give us your top three in reverse order?
So, starting with the men's, Erling Haaland was third.
OK.
Now, a perennial goal scorer, a couple of years ago, and he's got 25 goals. He's clearly the favourite, along with Igor Thiago, of course, for the Golden Boot. What another amazing season he's had. One trophy already. Could win more.
OK, so Erling Haaland in third place. So go on, tell us who is in second.
Well, this is the big one, because I think this will give away the first one. Declan Rice. So there you go. Declan Rice was second. A very, very close runners-up. He's had an outstanding season, guys, hasn't he? He's been absolutely amazing, and he's been the driving force behind Arsenal and their incredible season, their incredible push for potentially 2 trophies. So, yeah, he was a standout choice. There was a few in the Arsenal field, but Declan Rice, I thought, was brilliant.
Well, David Seaman's hoping the next one is David Raya, but I think it might be a little bit different. Go on, reveal who is
I don't
number
think
one.
there's many ex-goalies in that press box.
Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, we're delighted to announce, is the Football Writers Association Footballer of the Year. A fantastic season, an amazing player. I think he has been the difference for United this season, driving them from, disappointment last year into third in the table, chasing down a Champions League place. 19 assists. He's the assist king. He's the guy that puts everything on a plate for his teammates. So it's about time he had a bit of, praise for himself and got a bit selfish and took the adulation. I mean, it's an amazing season. He's on course, isn't he, to break the joint record of assists currently held jointly by Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne. What season he's having. Richly deserved, I think.
They're obviously, whenever there's awards like this, people are going, no, it should have been this. So tell us, how close actually was it?
Well, look, we've got over 900 members. Had a great turnout. It was dominated, the voting, by Bruno and Declan Rice. Bruno Fernandes polled about 45% of the vote, which is fantastic turnout, and was 28 votes ahead of Declan Rice. So it is relatively close.
That's close, yeah.
And one other thing to kind of mention at this stage, Bruno Fernandes was the only Manchester United player to get a vote.
Oh, wow.
No other United players polled a vote in the thing. And look, there were other Arsenal contenders. So, David Raya. You'll be pleased, David. Absolutely. Gabriel, who I thought was also absolutely outstanding, and even Bukayo Saka. So, there's been a real round of Arsenal players. But I do think that Bruno Fernandes, as a standout individual, as a standout player, as an entertainer, and what he's brought to the league has been absolutely exceptional.
Very good. Well, congratulations. Bruno Fernandes, Footballer of the Year for the first time. Let's take a look. Why?
Fernandes on his 200th appearance. Fernandes, he gets it. This is Bruno Fernandes, his absolute best.
Back in by Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes
Makes a mount. Fernandes to Mbeumo, they've both been absolutely outstanding.
That is lovely.
This is all-star Manchester United. Bruno with the knockout blow. And another
assist for Bruno Fernandes this season.
Bruno Fernandes, his assists and his contributions towards goals are a joke.
Bruno Fernandes, once again, is the architect.
Bruno Fernandes, of course, he's at the heart of it. It's another assist for Bruno Fernandes.
It's fantastic. Delighted for Bruno. I think he fully deserves it. I think when it's an award like this, judged over such a long period of time, I think whoever gets it is fully deserving of it. And I think Bruno, this season that he's had, and certainly since I've been here, how he's performed and the impact that he's had on the group has been fantastic. So yeah, fully deserved, and delighted that he's got an award like that, and he's one of ours.
And how good has he been in this season? Obviously, we know he's got high standards and he's had them throughout his United career, but has this season been a special one? Is he at the top of his game?
I think it gets to a stage in your career where you evolve and you learn, and probably 29, 30, 31, 32, I think you're in a really good place. You know, you've gained a lot of experience physically. You're in probably as you're peaking, and he's on that. You know, he's in his best years, and the level of performances has been, as the award shows, you know, better than most.
We have to help Bruno to break that record. Bruno is Bruno. You can't say nothing to Bruno. He's the player that is a dream to play. He's a big legend for me. He's been so good for the club since he's arrived here this season. Everyone can see how good he is, and we have to help him as a team to break that record.
Whether he gets it or not, is he the player of the year, do you think?
Of course, no discussion. He's the player of the year for every league.
Well, Ashley was someone that you said, you know, should be the worthy winner. Having seen that as well and what it means to his teammates expecting of him, do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. I put my argument forward earlier, but I just think when you watch that, you listen to his manager and Amad Diallo speak there, you see what that was what I was trying to get across. Obviously, I'm not inside the dressing room, but you can see how much he means to that football club, to that dressing room, to going through all the tough times, still staying strong through it, now pushing them. And like I said, the assists, I mean, you have to have willing runners ahead of you, but some of the assists that we're seeing, the weight of pass and the skill involved in it, there's not many players that can do that and do it as many times as he does consistently. I just think he's an excellent football player, and that's without the bits where he's driving his team forward. And as I said, sometimes he might come across the wrong way and look like he's moaning a little bit, but that's his style, that's how he leads his team, and he's done an excellent job this season to get that football club back to somewhere near where they should be.
By the way, as well, half of this season, he was playing it as a 6 and then an 8, and so he's got all of those assists in almost like the second half of the season because he's been playing in that 10. I mean, I know, David, we were talking about Declan Rice, but you can see why Bruno certainly is the winner.
Yeah, because like Ashley said, he drives the team and he's driven Man United so well. But he's got goals, he's got all the assists, you know, and sometimes he even takes the corners, and that in our day obviously counts as an assist. But no, a fantastic player.
For sure.
Worthy winner.
Absolutely, absolutely. John, were there any surprise kind of candidates up there in the voting?
Well, I wouldn't say surprise as much as I really thought there was a couple that are worth mentioning. Sort of Granit Xhaka, for sure. Yeah. You know, what a standout season. And when we talk about the Football of the Year award, we often kind of, you know, judge it, don't we, about what they've won and what they've, you know, and that's part of the Bruno Fernandes debate. Of course it is, you know, and basically, but we are judging before the end of the season. Yeah. But I think if you then relate that to Granit Xhaka, for example, the influence that one individual player into a team that Xhaka has had for Sunderland this season, I think we all started the season maybe thinking they'd really struggle, and what a season they've had. And who is that down to? I think the single most important person in that team is Granit Xhaka. So deserves so much respect, and that's the kind of the argument between kind of winning, success, and trophy to go with it, which often compels me, I have to say, as compared to the individual standout performer. 100%.
Well, I think we've said this before on this show. I actually think for me, Granit Xhaka was still the signing of the season. Would you agree? Well, definitely in that conversation. I agree with what you said. We seen when he didn't play.
Sunderland all the boys looked a little bit lost, like the big brother wasn't there. He's led that team superbly. He's come back to the Premier League. And I've been so impressed. He was actually a player that I used to not like playing against because we'd always argue all the time. But I have to take my hat off to him. This year he's been excellent for that team. The Sunderland team actually have been excellent and breath of fresh air, and he's been at the heart of everything.
Absolutely. Well, the football writers have also voted for the Women's Footballer of the Year. John, so go on then. Let's do the honours once again in reverse order. So kick us off at number 3.
Yeah, number 3, Lauren James of Chelsea in England, of course. Another really outstanding season. Such a skillful player, such a imaginative, brilliant technical player, such a great mind. I think it really gets you off your seat. So can thoroughly see why she's third.
Fantastic. And who's in second?
Alessia Russo, last year's winner.
Yep.
I mean, they got so close to emulating last year's amazing Champions League success, and she was at the heart of it. She's such a joy to watch, brilliant goal scorer, and yeah, fantastic. No surprise to me that she's up in the upper echelons.
So go on then, tell us, who is the winner of the Women's Footballer of the Year?
Bunny Shaw, who I think is absolutely fantastic. What a player she is. Yeah. I mean, her record for Manchester City, not just this season on course for the Golden Boot, of course, has helped them clinch the WSL title already. Her record over a period of time is just phenomenal. 110 goals, I think, in 133 games. That is just phenomenal. She is a wonderful, wonderful striker, brilliant technical player, great runs, great movement, absolutely epitomises everything. But also, what a great example and what a great person to have as an example and as a kind of someone to lead the women's game. Her goals, her success this season has been obviously pivotal in City winning the WSL title for the first time in 10 years, crowned this week. She's thoroughly deserving, in my view. Do
you find it, I guess, from a writer's perspective, and when voting for these awards, it's easy because you know the people that have almost, your passion has come off the page, almost, when talking about them?
Yeah, I do think so. Listen, we were lucky enough to host her, a couple of years ago. It's the second time she's won. So I think she's so deserving, but she comes across so well as a person. And when you get to know people and when you get to know players, you do develop an extra respect for them when they come across as well as she does. I think she's an absolute credit to the game. Yeah. She's a brilliant player. Great advert for the women's game, but she's got this wonderful personality. It's incredibly endearing. You hear her speak that night, and then basically you couldn't help to be impressed with her passion for the game. She's a warm, great personality. She's exactly what the game needs.
There you go. Ash, would you agree Shaw's been stand up for you?
Absolutely, yeah. I think she's just, like, quality-wise ahead of everybody else in the league. I know Alessia Russo obviously has had a strong season as well. But when you watch Bunny Shaw play, she just looks the all-round product. She always looks dangerous. She always looks like she's got a goal in her. And I think, as you said, I'm not sure where Manchester City would be without her leading the front line.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to Bunny Shaw, and her manager, is delighted to see her win it.
She's an amazing football player and an amazing person. She's contributing, of course, with goal scoring and of course that's what everybody sees. But I also think she's contributing with so much more for this team, which is important for us, of course. But her season has been amazing. Scored winning goals and giving us something. We know we have a great player up front. And that's also my job, is to how do we put her in those situations where she can score and be the top scorer for us.
Congratulations to Shaw and Fernandes, footballers of the year. Is it a bit of a weight off your shoulders now that it's out there? Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone's talking about it. Everyone's been texting
there's
you who's
been
win
lots and lots of debate and kind of lots of secrecy and kind of lots of production behind the scenes. Yeah, we do get incredibly excited about the ceremony.
Yeah. When is the ceremony?
May the 19th.
Yeah.
So in London, and I'm really hoping that obviously and expecting both winners to be there. Very lucky. It's a busy Premier League that night. But I mean, they are the standout players. It's always something that the players attend, give really good speeches to, and we'll be delighted to host them again. Really looking forward to it.
Fantastic. John, thank you so much for helping
Pleasure,
us today.
thank you.
Tell you what, that was a really interesting watch sat next to both of you. Because David, during the goalkeeping, you were really you weren't sure, were you? I mean, obviously Donnarumma was higher on certain ones for Bruggen. I mean, who would you say?
I would go with David Raya, because of the saves and the quality of the saves that he's made and the importance of his saves.
You're not looking at the save percentage. You think it's the importance
because then that
of them.
depends on how many shots you've had against you and all that sort of thing. And I just look at, don't mistake me, but Donnarumma's been so influential at City, because when they got Trafford in early on, there was a question mark, and then that's why they got this. But then with David this season, he's been absolutely brilliant. Just fantastic saves after fantastic saves, and really important ones. I think there was one, it was against Brighton at the Emirates that he made that was so good.
Yeah, some of yours in there. Would have thrown your hat on that one.
Is that a good save or a bad miss?
Yeah. I mean, this one,
and it was such an important stage of the game as well.
Yeah.
And he's been doing that all season. And the best thing about all of it is that he's not busy all the time.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden he's got to produce when it really matters, and he's brilliant at it now.
I know some professionals. I've certainly noticed just from this season doing this show, some professionals hate data. Some professionals quite enjoy it. But I think we're all as confused when we heard the phrase VAEP. Now, if you wanted a reminder of what VAEP is, that's valuing actions by estimating probabilities. You got that? Yeah. But what I think roughly what he was saying is that it's like, obviously Marcus Senesi was at the top of that list. Yeah. So the actual actions that he's doing defensively, the value of them is higher.
Oh God, stop. I feel like I'm back at school.
I'd like to see some of these terms put into our games.
I'll get them to. Let me right. I'll be honest with you. I've got to read this because I have to. Right. So, valuing actions by estimating probabilities combines 36 variables describing an individual action. So there you go. So it's basically when you put together all of the duel winning, the aerials, and everything, how valuable are they to the team? But in Senesi, he has provided.
So he backs the VAEP up. Yeah. I think he's had a brilliant season. Yeah. But I'm not on the data side of things. I'm not. And I just like to see and feel, and because it doesn't tell you everything. I think it is good to have the data as a backup. But yeah, when he mentioned Senesi, I was like, oh yeah, Senesi has been brilliant. So probably it works. But yeah, I don't know about the whole data thing.
Yeah, but when it comes to Bruno Fernandes, his numbers they do speak for themselves. I mean, do you agree with Pythagoras in that? Do you think he is player of the season?
The trouble is what the only thing that Man United are going to get this season is Champions League. So can you get a player of the season that's when you've got other contenders that are still going for the league? Is it fair to then go to someone like Bruno?
Who would you? You can be.
I would go for either for David or for Dec. I know it might sound like I'm being biased, but
who would have thought? Who would have thought? And let me guess, out of those two, you might go for David Raya.
I was coming down this morning. I was thinking, but Bruno might get in there. But yeah,
would you go with David Raya?
Yeah, I would.
Look,
honestly, he's been unbelievable this season. Well, not just this season, the last 2 or 3 seasons as well.
Yeah,
and he's getting better and better.
I do think it has gone under the radar, the importance of the saves that he has made. I think they've won Arsenal games. I mean, Ash, for you, who's been your player that you've been? That's it.
I'll go against what you're saying a little bit. I'll pick Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
And
you're not in the union.
Yeah, but for the fact that even under Ruben Amorim, when the team weren't very good to watch and they weren't cohesive, he kind of held it together. He had a chance to leave. He stuck at it. At times he seems frustrating. He looks a little bit petulant. I think he annoys everyone that's watching him at times. But that's the way he leads the team. And he has led this team. And then they put some pieces in front of him, change of manager. And I think he's been brilliant. And as soon as you've got a player, when you've got a player like him and you get forward runs, he's going to find them. And I think I get your point about like not challenging for silverware, but maybe arguably what Carrick has done with that Manchester United team is as good to get them back into the Champions League. So, and he's been at the heart of all that, so he'd be my pick.
Does games played make a difference? Because Man United, obviously, they're only really playing Premier League football. They got knocked out first round of each competition.
Yeah, and I mean that would we're not seeing him do it in the Champions League now in these latter stages. I get all that, but for what he's done, I think for that team and for that football club to bring them back to somewhere near we'd all expect them to be, and the way that he's done it and the way that he's never shied away. That's what I like about him. He's the captain. He never shies away from it. He always wants the ball. He's brave enough to make mistakes. I'd say he edges it for me just for what he's done to put Manchester United back in the Champions League.
Any shouts for either Erling Haaland, Igor Thiago? I mean, it's crazy, isn't it, that we're not even mentioning Haaland in this conversation, and they could win a domestic treble.
Yeah, and it just seems weird, but it's like because he's done it so many times, you know. Then you look at his stats and everything, it's expected, and so it's not like it doesn't feel like as he's had a fantastic season. Yeah, like what you said, they could have a treble on their hands.
Yeah, exactly, a domestic treble. I mean, Ash, for you, I mean, you know, like, you've come up against so many different strikers in your career. To maintain that level must be so difficult.
Yeah, no, he's obviously clear. If he got it, I wouldn't argue with it at all. He's been brilliant again. Absolute nightmare for a centre back. It's going to be a tough game every time we play against him, and I know the team's great. He gets great service. He's got an unbelievable three behind him, whoever they pick. So I get all of those arguments, but he's still on the end of things. He's still like, this goal here, this is just bread and butter for him, and he makes it look so easy, and it's not.
Well, that's what the player that I wanted to ask you both about is Igor Thiago as well, because I think he definitely deserves a shout in this, because as you say, you know, Haaland, we see him doing it all the time, whereas Igor Thiago kind of came out of nowhere. Obviously, he had some time away, injured, and he's come on, he's just, you know, came into it all guns blazing this season. He's got those goals, but I still feel like football fans aren't necessarily sold on him yet. Do you know, I've seen those memes where it's like, when the Sky cameras are on him, he can't score.
But I think also as well, he's Brazilian.
Yeah.
We normally think of Brazilians as he's the opposite of what we think. But I think with him, he's a bit of a throwback. He's strong, he's powerful. He's a bit of a bully type of striker, and that's a compliment. I'm saying it in that way. And I think centre-backs these days aren't used to dealing with that type of striker, so he catches a lot of them off guard. But as Brentford have done well, and he's done well, it's gone together. I don't think Brentford would have done what they've done without him, and his goals have been valuable. To score those goals in the Premier League means you're doing something right. It's the best league in the world, so he, again, definitely deserves a shout out for what he's done.
And he's got so many different finishes as well. You know, it's not just like shots outside the box. He's got tap-ins, he's got toe pokes, he's got pace.
As a goalkeeper, how worried about someone like Thiago are you?
The hardest thing is like when someone new comes into the season, like into the Premier League like that, you don't know what they've got, and then all of a sudden and it's same with defenders. It takes a while to work out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, but with him, you don't know what sort of finish he's going to get.
Yeah.
You know, he toe pokes it, he'll side foot it, he'll hit it with pace.
Yeah. On Declan Rice, just quickly, because Ash, I want your thoughts on it. For instance, metaphorically speaking, Arsenal go on and win this title.
Being so careful the way you're wording it.
I'm not jinxing it. I'm just saying, Arsenal go on and win this title. Deck scores 2 in the next 3. Does that not change it for you at all? Or is it still Bruno? Because you look at the impact that he has both in defence and attack.
It's tough. I mean, as we sit here now, I would pick Bruno, but if that did happen, then it does weigh into it. It weighs into it because, you know, if he's had such a massive impact, he's one of the best midfielders in the world, definitely. As you say, both ends of the pitch. He's another midfielder that you'd enjoy if you're a centre back, him in front of you, and also he's quality from set pieces. The goals that he scores, he's a massive player. If he goes on and they win everything and he scores like you say, then. Yeah, we'll give it to him. Make you guys happy.
Very quickly, top 3 picks that you think, if we're going first, second and third, who you think it's going to be?
I'll go Raya, Bruno, Rice.
Raya, Bruno, Rice.
I'll go Fernandes, Raya, Haaland.
Oh, okay, here we go.
I'm the goalie. I'll put the goalie in there.
You put the goalie,
What if player saves 3 pens in the penalty shootout?
They do some good things there.
Very good. Well, that is it for the first half of Premier League Friday. When we come back, we will be forward.
It's come the time of right at the end of the season where I think we finished strong, put ourselves in a good position, you know, and obviously the situation of my role and what it looks like moving forward. I think it's it's the natural time. It was always spoke about towards the end of the season, if not the end of the season. So nothing's really changed, to be honest.
Why hasn't it changed though? I'm just thinking because you have got that Champions League qualification sorted out now.
Yeah, we have, but it's a matter of days ago, and we kind of got eyes on finishing the season strongly as well, you know. So I understand the question, I understand the timing of it, but from my point of view, right at this stage, it's just putting the boys in a place to finish the season strongly, and then, as I've said all along, and I'm calm about it, it'll get sorted out when it's going to get sorted out. Some of it's out of my hands, so we'll see what happens.
Do you have a view of what happens further down the line though? Because I'm thinking Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville were debating the other night who has the brighter future, and the point was raised that the squad now has to deal with playing games every 3 or 4 days. So what work do you feel is perhaps needed on the squad, or is it well equipped enough at the moment to deal with that jump in the schedule that they will face next season?
Yeah, there's definitely different challenges within that. You know, I think largely the boys are used to playing more games than we have done over a period of time, over a number of years, and I think this has been a little bit unique in many ways of not being in the cup competitions and extended period of no games and things, and we've had to adjust a little bit. So there's going to certainly be a change and a shift with it. I think that's just part of evolving the squad and growing the squad, and a little bit more experience, you know, some younger players, more experience, and it'll be a natural step to take that one. And we'll you know, as a club, we'll face that and face it head on.
Michael, I'm just wondering how you keep the team mentally out. That might seem a silly question, but you've achieved your main objective. You could be forgiven for a lot of the players having half an eye on what's coming up in the summer. What is the messaging to the group?
Pride, responsibility. Playing for this great club, great supporters, really good togetherness within the group as well, and it's about improving and evolving all the time as well. So as I said, over the last week or so, in terms of the Champions League, it's a step. It's a really good step. But that's not the end. That's not the end at all. So we want to keep improving. We want to finish strong, you know, and understanding there's a little bit of a feeling of games to go, and it does get right to the end of it. Maybe it does change slightly, but it doesn't in terms of us preparing for the game and wanting to do well, and whoever plays play well and try and win the game.
You've had a very settled side throughout the majority of your time in charge. There's been some players around the periphery that I'm guessing have been very, very important squad members, but would you like to give them minutes, more opportunities before the end of the season to show that kind of support back to them?
I think every player in the squad has been absolutely fantastic, I have to say. And yeah, some have played a lot more than others, and I understand from a professional and a playing point of view it can be difficult, but the togetherness and the support that the players have shown, certainly each other, is great to see. It's what we need, you know, within the group, and that's part of the challenge of doing a lot of training and not having as many games as we would have liked is the balance that we've had to kind of make the most of, really. So yeah, coming into to these games, it's something we're aware of. I think it's something that we're really keen on playing well and still trying to get good results as well, though. But yeah, it's definitely something to be aware of.
How differently would you operate, or could you operate, if you got the job full time here? Are there certain things that maybe you could do if you're a full-time manager that you can't do if you're an interim manager?
It's a good question. I think I've said from the start though that I've never approached a day here in terms of any short-term decisions. Whether that's different from the outlook of others, I don't know. But from mine and certain the staff, I think we've definitely made decisions for the longer term for the group, and individually as players, and how we treat them and try to help develop them, the squad. So I don't think really it would change the approach for how I've tried to go about things. Again, I understand that it might be for other people looking towards me, maybe, or towards us, whether that's players, whether that's supporters, whether that's you lot sitting here. I don't know how that changes, but maybe we'll get to see. I don't know, But certainly from my point of view, I think I've done it, gone about it in a way that I feel is the right way to do it.
Appeal was rejected, and I suspect from what you had to say about the whole incident last week, you're very, very disappointed in that being the case.
Yes, we are. Because the situation, I think, was a bit unclear. The Premier League is built around physicality, duels, intensity, and I do think that Ballard tried to grab the shirt, and in the duel, unfortunately, long hair got caught, and it wasn't intentional, and the law is the law, so I understand the referee 1 point, but at the same time, I think for the rule it's a bit unclear.
And how is Dan in having to accept that now that his season's over?
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll try to use the time to prepare the next season, because we don't have another choice.
Well, it opens the door, I suppose, for someone else. Travers here, he's on loan. Is it an opportunity, perhaps, for you these last few games to see more of him, possibly in the back four?
Yes, an opportunity, of course, because we have this season different options. He's versatile, a bit like Trey, so it's really useful for the manager, for the coaching staff, for the team, because when we need someone ready to play as a midfielder, left side centre back, right back, he can manage different positions, and he did well. And at the same time, the competition in the specific position is often high. So for him, it's a big advantage on one side, and probably sometimes a bit difficult to manage, because you don't play every game, but is so useful for the squad, so might have an option.
How frustrating has the season been for Lucia, because he hasn't had a huge amount of game time, and he clearly, when he has been used, he's played several positions, and at times has looked good.
Yeah, I do agree. Yeah, it's not an easy one, once again, but I think you have different roles in a team, and so you can't compare your workflow, your outcome with the others. And for Lucha, it has a specific profile, which I repeat is really interesting for manager, for his national team, I hope, as well. And it's different, but so useful.
Manchester United a point at Nottingham Forest back in November. It's been a season of two halves, really, for United, hasn't it? Victory over their great rivals Liverpool on Sunday, confirming their Champions League place. Quite the transformation.
Look forward to next season. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel good, happy. But not only me, but everyone. Is always special to play against a big team like Liverpool. But it's also special when you win, and that you secure the Champions League for next season is something that you can express. Is emotion. I think the club deserves to be in the Champions League every year. So that is your job, to bring the club where they deserve to be. That tournament that every player's dream to win. The club has to play Champions League every year. That is Manchester United, and Manchester United has to play Champions League.
If you understand that better than your current head coach, Michael Carrick, how much have you enjoyed playing under Carrick so far?
Yeah, I enjoy a lot playing with him. He's a good guy. Talking with everyone, having good relationship with every players. Even when you are in tough moment, that he's there to talk to you, he's there to help you. We are really happy to have him as a manager. In the dressing room, we are really together, Every mistake is not a problem. Every mistake is your mistake is my mistake. It doesn't care if you do a mistake, you go again, So we go forward. We want to win as a team. That also because of Michael Carrick and his staff. Don't forget also Trav and the other staff. So they are really important for the team, and they bring that kind of energy to the team.
I spoke to Matheus Cunha after the game as well. We asked him, do you want Michael Carrick to stay next season? He said, absolutely yes. I'm going to ask you the same question. Would you like to see Michael continue and his backroom staff next season?
Everyone is happy to have him as a manager. Everyone is with him. We are really happy to have him as a manager. And yeah, but we are not. He's not the player who decide who's going to be there next season.
Bruno Fernandes, your captain. We see his numbers. He's very close to the assist record. I'm sure. I don't know if he's spoken about it to you guys, but how good has he been this year?
Bruno is Bruno. You can't say nothing to Bruno. He's the player that is a dream to play. He's a big legend for me. He's been so good for the club since he's arrived here. He's a big example, also big leader, big captain. He tried to help everyone, every young players who come to the first team. I remember when I come here in 2021. My English wasn't really good, but he tried to help me in Italian because he speaks Italian. He's the guy that is available for everyone. And Bruno Fernandes is Bruno Fernandes as he's on the pitch, and this season everyone can see how good he is, and we have to help him. Of course, no discussion. He's the player of the year for every league.
Do you feel like this season has been your first in terms of playing week in and week out, every single week, knowing that you're going to play a big part in this team? Just wonder how have you found it as well as a whole?
Yeah, I think this season has been good for me. I think I improved a lot as a player this season than the last season. For me, the main thing is that if the team is winning, that is the most important thing. And yeah, we keep going, we go again, and like the manager he say, I'm doing my job. I'm doing. Maybe I'm not scoring, but I'm doing so much for the team that is you have not to think about goal or assist. So I'm trying to be happy every training, happy every games, and keep going. Happy every games, and keep going.
Talk to me about Sunderland, and I also want to hear about Tony Mowbray as well. How big was he in terms of your development, and how did you find that season at Sunderland?
Yeah, Tony Mowbray was like a dad and manager for me. We had such good relationship. I really enjoy my time in Sunderland, honestly. I have nothing but to say about the club. Everything I have to say is positive. And now I'm one of the big fans because I watch every game when they play. So I'm so happy for what they did this season.
I have a video from someone. I'm going to show it to you. If you want to press play there.
Hi Ahmed, just wanted to wish you well this weekend. I know you're going back to Stadium of Light, and I've been watching every game as I do. I watch a lot of football on the TV. Been watching you do amazingly well at United. So pleased for you. You've just taken that on in your career. Just to wish you all the very, very best, mate. Keep going, keep doing what you do. Love the game, like I know you do. Love that football, and good luck, pal.
Don't make me cry.
Oh, we actually spoke to him today, and he filmed that for you today. So.
Why you didn't tell me about the video first?
What are you feeling right here?
No, I'm so emotional, honestly. He gave me a lot of confidence the days I arrived in the club. He gave me the key to shine. He gave me everything that can help me to improve. And yeah, I'm so grateful for what he did for me. And yeah, I'm so happy to see this video because he gave me everything when I was there in Sunderland.
Oh, that was lovely, wasn't it, that reaction to Tony's video there? Yeah. Really nice. And we heard him there speaking about Michael Carrick. He says they're all very happy playing for him. Long term, should the job...
I think what Carrick has done so far is absolutely brilliant. I think he knows the club. He knows what the fans want. I think it would be a good thing for the club, you know, to stabilize the club even further. Obviously, next year is going to be different because they're going to be in the Champions League and there's going to be a lot of matches. But I do think that he deserves it, deserves a chance, but they have to also back him. So when he has a little spell of things are not going right, they have to stick with him. They have to help him because he will get those moments, you know, and then they cannot say, oh, he doesn't have enough experience, blah, blah, blah. They then have to back him. Now, every manager will have a difficult moment, so stick with him, you'll be fine over the years.
Seal of approval from Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. We'll see if the United board give him that job full time. Watch this space.